Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Points of Articulation. My name's Dave and if you're new to the channel, welcome everybody. Today I'm looking at the Eaglemoss Doctor Who figurine collection, issue number 15, Omega, released in 2014. This character made his on-screen appearance in The Three Doctors, released in 1972. To mark the show's 10th anniversary, everybody wanted to do something special, and it was apparent that they were going to unite the three original Doctors to fight a dangerous foe. And the foe was Omega, originally a great scientist who wanted to harness the power of suns to power Gallifrey and also time travel. However, when he went up to a local star and tried his experiment, the sun went supernova and sucked him into a black hole, where he inevitably disappeared from history until the serial The Three Doctors, when it turns out he was in a bubble universe of antimatter, and he can basically control reality in this realm. And I always loved The Three Doctors, and I really liked Omega. Even though it's just a guy in a helmet, it really was epic for the time period, and seeing it even as an adult, it's kind of cool. Not only do you see a little snippet of Gallifrey, but you get to see three of the original Doctors working together. Sadly, William Hartnell, who played the first Doctor, was becoming very ill during this time, so he doesn't have a huge part, but you do see him from time to time, and a lot of the star power here is with Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee, who played the second and third Doctor. I think they went really well together. So anyway, I could just talk about this stuff all day. For the size of this particular miniature, he stands around 4.5 inches tall. So everybody should know how my videos go by now. We're going to take a quick look at the mold, the paint, compare it to some other pieces, and then we'll be done. So let's get moving. So let's get this video started looking at the mold. Like in all my videos, I will go over all the major sections of the item, and then we'll get a nice close-up look to see those beautiful details. Starting off, we have Omega's helmet, which I think looks amazing. Some people might think it's a little cheesy, but what are you gonna do? I love it. The old Doctor Who was great. You can see underneath there a little bit. Looking cool. Now he has this piece of armor, which goes on his chest, as well as his back. You can see some nice line work there. Looking pretty good. That's actually called a tabard. I never heard of that term, so when I looked it up, it's basically a sleeveless garment. That's it. But pretty nice looking, great details. Then he has his gauntlets and gloves. Looking good. His nice robes, which I love the color. Pretty nice. I love the details here as well. Especially the back, looking good. And he also does have some shoes. Pretty cool. And then we have his base. And on the bottom of that base, that's my number for all you collectors out there. And that basically does it for all the parts of Omega. So now let's get a closer look. Having a close-up look, we'll begin looking at Omega's helmet, which I think looks pretty good for the size. Nicely detailed coming up here. It's a little thick with the paint and everything, but you get the idea. I think it looks awesome. Coming down, we have his eyes and mouth hole, which is recessed. Looking pretty awesome. And just look at all the detail on his face. Magnificent stuff. Always love classic Who for their ingenuity and just cool imagination. They always had some nice looking monsters. And then we have the back. You can see all the struts there. Very nice. I think that look came out great. For the underneath of the helmet, you can see he does have a neck. Pretty interesting. For his tabard, look at all the miniature line work there. Fantastic stuff. I think that also came out good. The whole model's great in my opinion. I think this was a win. For the back, you can see nice line work there. Fantastic stuff. For his gauntlets and gloves, you can see there is some line work there. Not bad. Kind of lost in the sauce there with the paint. But it is there. You can see the side right there. Pretty cool. And his hands, you can see they are fist, molded very nice. And he's in that pose from the episode. Looking cool. Now for his robes, I think they look amazing. It's always hard to capture fabrics and stuff like that, but I think they did a decent job. You can see tons of wrinkles and folds in here, and it looks amazing. It really does. Coming to the side. Looking dope. I love the folds on his arms. I think that looks great. For the back, you can see it is a little flatter there. And then the wrinkles start again, and I think that looks amazing. Very nice job, and I love the detail on the bottom. Looking very cool. Pretty awesome. Now we're almost done. We do have his shoes, which the black paint kind of went on it, but they are detailed. You can see some line work on there, which is pretty nice. Didn't even need to do that, but it is what it is. Wow, went a little heavy with that gold paint down there. But this is the only trouble spot. We have gold paint down here, and we also have teal paint over here. But you know, you really don't see it unless you're really close and like looking underneath. It is what it is. And then we have our base section, which looks pretty neat. Copyright crap in the back. And then for the underneath, we have that nice velvet and collector number there for anybody who's interested. All in all, nice piece. And that does it for the mold. Hopefully I covered everything. Usually I'm used to reviewing starships, so I hope I did this figurine justice. So now let's take a look at the paint. And now looking at the paint job on Omega, this guy features 5 different colors. First up is the main color on here, which is black. Black is the undercoat to the whole body here. Everything you see has a base coat of black underneath. We have a black base, which looks very nice. On top of that, our second color, and my favorite, is this beautiful dark teal used for his robes. Fantastic color choice. I like this very much. Look at the back here. Beautiful stuff. Sure, it's a little heavy down there where they painted over the black. But, you know, besides the teal blop right there and the black blop on the boot, it's not a problem to me. I think this looks great. Moving on from that dark teal, we do have gold. And gold 2 different ways. First of all, gold is used for the armor on his helmet, his tabard, his gauntlets, and his boots. You can see turning it around. Everything is painted very nicely. I think that looks great. Now, besides the armor pieces, gold is also used as a dry brush. And you can see where my lights hit it, it just lights up. Really nice. I love that technique. Gives it the illusion of like golden glitter. And I dig that. Very cool. I think that came out great. Fantastic stuff. Now moving on from the gold, they do use black as well to go over some of the teal here. And you can see the lines coming down. You know, they just use the same colors over and over again with different techniques. And it really makes the model pop. I think that looks great. So besides gold, black, and teal, we also have a black wash, which goes on the whole entire model and really makes everything pop. Sure, it's a little heavier in some spots, but I think they did an amazing job. You can see it on the helmet. Looking very cool. And, you know, I'm very impressed. I think they did a decent job with this bad boy. So that does it for the mold and the paint. So now let's compare this to some other pieces, and then we'll be done. And now for a quick size comparison with the Eaglemoss Doctor Who figurine collection Omega seen in the center. First on the right hand side, we have the Death to the Daleks Dalek, looking really sharp with that black and silver. And then on the left hand side, we have the Planet of the Daleks Supreme Dalek, another great piece. Really cool stuff right here. And if you want to see reviews of some of these figurines I've already talked about, check the links in the description below. And that does it today for my review of the Eaglemoss Doctor Who figurine collection, issue number 15, Omega, released in 2014. You know, I think Eaglemoss did an amazing job here. For the mold, spot on. This is just like how I remember seeing him the first time. They did an amazing job. The helmet looks good, the armor, the robes, everything's great. For the paint, on the whole, they did an amazing job. Everything seems to be painted correctly. However, once you get down to the base area, there is a lot of gold dripping and teal, and the blacks covering the boot. But besides that, amazing job, and what I really enjoy is the use of the gold dry brush to give that glitter look to his robes, and also the black wash, which really gets into the nooks and crannies and really makes the detail pop, especially on his helmet. If you're a fan of classic Who, Time Lords, or the Third Doctor, I really recommend this figure. And that's everything I have to say about this awesome classic Doctor Who villain. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, and if you'd like to see new reviews every Thursday, subscribe. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my content. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, everybody.